everyone, Amanda here. Today we are going to be focusing on myofascial release, and we're going to be working on the back and the back of the head to help release tense muscles and alleviate some of the soreness. So you'll notice that I'm on my mat. However, we're going to be starting working on the back of our heads. So I'm actually going to lay down on my mat, but leave my head off the mat so the back is supported by the shoulders. So let's get into position. So lowering down on your mat, just scoot back enough so that your shoulders are supported. However, your head is just off your mat. Knees can be bent, feet flat on the floor. Take your rolling pin using the handles and place it just behind the back of your head. Now from here, just try to relax your shoulders and head down. And you might feel a little bit of a tight spot. Now there is a muscle group right at the back of the base of the skull that we're going to be targeting with this move. So just turn your head gently side to side. So your nose goes from side to side here until you feel the rolling pin targeting a fleshy spot at the back of the skull. So if you need to, you might need to adjust. So for me, I need to lower it down just a little bit here. We're going to start by working on our right side. So I'm going to start by taking my left hand on the rolling pin and just angling the left side up and the right side just gently down. Now gently turn your head to the side, and when the rolling pin feels secure, you can turn your hands away. Now there should be a little bit of a tight spot there that you feel that the rolling pin is targeting. Just gently turn your head just a little bit. So you're pointing your nose 45 degrees toward the ceiling and gently over to the side, just working through the tension in that muscle group. And this particular muscle group can sometimes be the cause of headaches. If this muscle group is very, very tight for you, you might find that you start to get tension headaches when you're sitting at your desk. Just gently roll side to side here. One more in each direction. And again, adjust your rolling pin. So lift your arms up and just adjust a little bit, lifting that right side once again so it's a little bit more perpendicular to your head, and just relax down. So right now we're just turning the nose over to the right side and dropping that muscle group onto the rolling pin. Exhale. Try to relax your shoulders, the back of your shoulders, down to the mat. Make sure that you're breathing evenly. Oftentimes when we use myofascial release, we find a tight spot that feels almost like it catches our breath. So try to make sure that you're breathing throughout. When you exhale, try to drop a little bit more weight on that tension. So you're finding that high tension spot and pressing the head into the rolling pin. And when you feel comfortable, let's take it over to the other side. So just turn your head. So you can reposition your rolling pin accordingly. But we're turning the nose over to the left now and just gently rocking side to side. So we're going about 45 degrees up to the ceiling, just turning your nose. If you're wearing glasses, you can take them off if they're causing any issues with holding the rolling pin in place. For me, I find I'm able to keep them on. So it's really up to you, however you feel comfortable. Nice, easy breathing here. And again, if your rolling pin starts to slip, just put it back in place. You can even hold it in your hands if you need to, and if your shoulder mobility allows for that to feel comfortable. One more in each direction here. And just gently drop your head down so your nose is pointing 45 degrees over to the side on the left. Just gently pressing your head into the rolling pin, into that tight spot, relaxing the back of the shoulder blades down. And once again, if you find a tight spot, it might feel like it catches your breath. It might feel like you want to hold your breath here. Try to keep breathing evenly. When you exhale, it's a little easier to relax and drop the shoulders down. And from here, we're going to angle our rolling pin. So just angle it gently downward on that left side. And once again, turn your head and relax into the rolling pin. And you might find one side more tense than the other, and that can be a result of how you sleep, posture at your desk, or even possibly teeth grinding can cause a little bit of tension in this muscle group as well. So if you find that you tend to get tension headaches, this is a great move to help you release some of that tension and loosen up those tight muscles. And just draw the head back to the middle, adjust your rolling pin. We're going to take it next over to the back. So you're going to have to scoot back just a little bit more on your mat so that your upper back is now off the mat. Once again, we're going to take that rolling pin. You might have to come to an upright position here. Just place it in the middle of the back with your hands on either sides, and then just gently lower down. Now from here, I'm just going to place my head on the floor. If you need to, if that's a little bit jarring for your neck, you can also put a pillow there. But I do find by keeping my head, the weight of my head down, I'm actually being able to put a little bit more weight on the rolling pin. So right now, it's just underneath the bottoms of my shoulder blades. And I'm just relaxing through those shoulders. From here, we're just going to gently turn our knees and torso over to that right side. Just gently drop down. And the rolling pin is going to be underneath your right shoulder. Just kind of digging into that tight spot. And oftentimes we carry a lot of tension in the upper back, especially if we're used to sitting at a desk all day. And with this move, again, I'm just letting my knees kind of hang out. However, you could also stack some pillows under your knees as well, if you like that added support. And with my back hand, I'm just placing it just at my side. It's up to you if you want it in a T position with the palm facing up, palm facing down, or just hanging out at your side, whatever feels right for you. And next we're going to roll over to the left side. So come back to center, reposition, drop those knees down, over to the left. Once again, my arms are just hanging out wherever's comfortable. Try to drop your head down so that you're really feeling the rolling pin, and it will be the end of the rolling pin, kind of digging into that tight spot in the back of the shoulder blade. We're going to get a little bit more focused with this in just a moment. Just relax those shoulders down here. Try to open up through the chest by dropping a little bit more weight down to the floor. Once again, make sure that you're breathing. Inhale, exhale. And let's take this back to the middle. We're going to reposition our rolling pin here. So again, we're going to use an angled position here. So we're going to move the rolling pin a little bit more over to the right side. So just shift it over and then angle it up so that it's lower on the left side and higher on the right. And then just gently lower back down, drop your head down toward the floor. Whew. And knees are just slightly angled over to the right side this time. Once again, drop those hands down. Let your weight drop onto the rolling pin. Inhale, exhale, really targeting through the back of that shoulder. And you can do this with a yoga tune-up ball as well, but what I really like about the rolling pin is that the handles give you the ability to change the position, change the angle, and to still target that muscle group without the ball shooting out from underneath you, because sometimes that can be a little bit of an issue when you're rolling out your back. The rolling pin tends to stay put a little more easily. And just take this back to the middle. We're going to lift up and take it over to the left. So once again, we're shifting our rolling pin and then lifting it up on that left side and When you're ready, lower back down, drop your head down to the floor, and try to target through the back of that shoulder blade. If you need to, you can adjust the rolling pin slightly more angled until you find a tight spot in the back, and just lower your legs down just slightly over to that left side. Relax the shoulders. I often find that my shoulder that is on the relaxed side has a tendency to kind of cave in or lift up, but try to drop that shoulder down so you're lowering your weight down toward the floor. Nice big exhale. Allowing that tight spot to loosen in the upper back. Breathing through this. And relaxing through that upper body. And once you get in the rhythm of doing this regularly, either rolling out your head, your back, or both, you can also listen to a podcast or listen to an audiobook, whatever allows you to really relax and focus on just rolling out that tension. And let's come back to the middle. We're going to do one more for each of the side of the back. We're going to go a little bit more vertical with the rolling pin. So we're going to sit upright, and this time we're really going to try to get it underneath the base of the shoulder blade. So we're going to go a little bit more upright here behind the back. So we're in that almost vertical position, just slightly leaning to the right, and then lower down. And it should feel like it fits right between the shoulder blade here. Whew. Now, with this one, it should be underneath the muscle, not underneath the spine. So if you need to, just gently roll a little bit more over to your left side so that the rolling pin is over on your right side, and really drop that shoulder blade down. Once again, I feel like I'm always lifting through that shoulder, but try to relax it and let the rolling pin come between the shoulder blade or the wing of your back. It should feel like it's getting right in there, really loosening up. Nice big exhale. So we're always trying to protect the spine anytime that we're rolling. So it's best if you don't put your weight on your spine on the rolling pin. We always want to stay shifted from one side to the other. And once again, we're going to turn those legs just a little bit more. Just turn to the right side. Woo, and now you're really going to feel it. Drop your legs down as much as is comfortable for you, but it's really going to feel like the rolling pin is getting in behind that shoulder blade. Nice big inhale and exhale. And of course, you can hold these for as long as is comfortable for you. So today we're just going through this at a fairly standard pace if we were doing this in a class. However, if there's an area that you find is particularly high tension, you can focus on that area a lot longer and not move on to the other side if you're not ready. We can have imbalances from one side to the other if it's caused by an injury, or if it's caused by how we sleep or how we sit at our desk. So if you do need to focus on one side, keep focusing on it. You don't have to shift from side to side if there's not as much tension in the other side. And we're going to take it back to the middle here and take it over to the left side. So once again, come up to seated. We're going to take it almost vertical, but just slightly angled over to the left. And give yourself a little bit of room because we might have to scoot a little bit over. So place this underneath your shoulder blade and drop the head down. So once again, if you need to, just kind of roll and find the spot that the rolling pin is right underneath that shoulder blade. It should be getting kind of in the crook of the shoulder blade here. Relax your arms down. Relax the breathing and try to drop your lower back down to the floor. Once again, oftentimes it feels like the lower back might arch a little bit to try to take a little bit of weight off. But if you can, drop down a little bit more. Inhale. Exhale. Breathing through it. I actually have a rolling pin dedicated just to fitness, so I actually keep it in my home gym. And I only use it for rolling out muscle groups, not for baking. I do have a separate one for baking. And they can be purchased at dollar stores for very cheap or discount stores. So if you have your good rolling baking pin at home, you don't have to use that, of course. But it is nice to have a wooden rolling pin in your workout space for rolling out those tight muscles. And now we're going to drop those knees down over to that left side. Whew. Really dropping down here, just relax through those knees. And really targeting the back of that shoulder. This one should really feel like it's digging in. And again, if you need to adjust, you can adjust your upper body to find that tight spot. Exhale. Breathing through it. Inhale. Exhale, nice and slow. So if you have a set of yoga tune-up balls and you have a set of foam rollers at home, they each have a purpose that they are better at doing. So for example, the foam roller is really great for doing legs because it can really roll out those large muscle groups like glutes and hamstrings very efficiently. However, the yoga tune-up ball is really great for doing the backs of shoulders, doing things against the wall, and it's very spot specific. The rolling pin I find is great for doing large muscle groups, but in the upper back and head. But again, things where you want it to be a little bit angled. So they each serve a different purpose. The foam roller is a little bit too large to do these very focused muscle groups like the back of the head. And gently bring your knees up. We're just going to remove that rolling pin and scoot forward on our mat. Dropping the head down. Whew. Try to relax the shoulders. You can have your palms facing up, palms facing down, knees bent, legs extended, whatever feels right for you. Just close your eyes. Gentle breathing here. And then drop the back of your shoulder blades down into the mat. Press them down. And then relax them. Take your hands out into a T position here, out on either side. Once again, just dropping the hands down. Letting the weight of your body relax into the mat. So we're a little bit more open through the chest here in the T position. Deep breathing. Exhale. We're going to go up a little bit higher with those arms. Bring them up into a Y position. Try to drop the back of your hands down toward the mat. Inhale. Exhale. And this should feel a little bit looser now. We've really opened up through the upper back, loosened up through those tight muscles. Exhale, bring your arms down at your sides, palms facing down. Inhale, once more, exhale. And you can stay here as long as you like. Stay relaxed and enjoy the rest of your day.